Welcome back, everyone. We're diving into a civilization that I find absolutely fascinating, the Maya. And we're not just talking about, some lost empire here. This is a whole network of brilliant minds that honestly left behind clues to a world that I think we're still, trying to piece together.
Right. And what's really captivating about the Maya, is that they weren't this like monolithic empire in the way that, say, we think about the Romans. Imagine instead almost like a constellation of independent city-states, each with their own ruler, each with, their own, I guess, flavor, and all kind of connected through trade, diplomacy, and sometimes, maybe a little rivalry.
Like ancient Greece, but instead of the Mediterranean, we're talking the heart of the rainforest.
Yeah.
Pyramids rising from the jungle, calendars that track time with crazy precision, and a real, sophisticated understanding of the cosmos.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Even though they weren't unified politically, the Maya achieved incredible things across so many different fields. I mean, take their writing system, for example.
Right. Oh, yeah. Their glyphs are like this whole visual language that's full of symbolism and hidden meanings. Some represent objects or actions. Others are more abstract. They try to capture these concepts and sounds. I mean, it's really like a code waiting to be cracked.
And the thing is, this is the only fully developed writing system in the pre-Columbian Americas.
Exactly. And those glyphs weren't just for casual notes or anything. We're talking full-on books, right?
Okay.
Made from bark or leather and folded accordion style.
Tragically, of course, so many were destroyed.
Oh, I know. But the ones that did survive, I mean, they give us this amazing glimpse into their whole world. It really makes you wonder, what secrets were lost in those flames.
Oh, for sure.
But speaking of deciphering secrets, their math skills were out of this world too, right?
Absolutely. They used a base 20 system instead of, our base 10 system.
So instead of just counting on our fingers and toes, are we thinking maybe they were counting, knuckles and
Right. It might have reflected like a more holistic view. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe including all the joints in the body.
So they are counting with their whole beings, not just their digits.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's wild. I mean, that's a totally different way of thinking about numbers.
It definitely.
And didn't they also have this unique understanding of zero?
Yeah, that's right.
Which is a huge deal.
Yeah. So their base 20 system, combined with the concept of zero, allowed them to make these really complex calculations, especially about the cycles of time and the movements of the stars. Think about it.
Yeah.
You need fewer symbols to represent larger numbers.
Oh, that's super efficient.
Incredibly efficient system.
A shell as a symbol for zero.
That's right.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm curious, did this concept of, nothingness or emptiness, did it have a spiritual meaning for them as well, do you think?
That's a question scholars are still exploring. I mean, the Maya were deeply, deeply spiritual people. And it's very likely that their mathematical concepts were kind of intertwined with their beliefs. Speaking of which, their knowledge of the cosmos was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. The Maya were avid astronomers. It wasn't just gazing at the stars. We're talking about building these observatories and aligning their buildings with actual celestial events.
Yeah, their understanding of celestial cycles was just astounding. I mean, they accurately calculated the length of the solar year, and they could predict eclipses with remarkable precision.
And it wasn't just for show either. They actually saw celestial bodies as deities that influenced their lives, right?
Oh, yeah, that's a crucial part of understanding the Maya. They believed that the sun, the moon, and the stars, they all held deep significance and could impact everything from, the success of their crops to even the fate of their rulers.
And that just makes their calendar system all the more impressive. I mean, they weren't just tracking time, they were mapping out the rhythms of the cosmos.
The rhythms of the cosmos and of the gods.
Exactly. And that brings us to a common misconception. The 2012 end of the world prophecy. Remember all that talk?
Right, right.
It was just a misinterpretation of their cyclical view of time.
Think of it like turning a page in a cosmic calendar, not, the book slamming shut.
Yeah.
Right. For the Maya, history repeated itself in these grand patterns, and their calendar reflected that cyclical understanding.
But let's not forget, the Maya weren't just, brains and stargazers. They were incredible artists and architects too, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, their cities were marvels of engineering and design. I mean, imagine pyramids piercing the sky, temples adorned with these intricate carvings, palaces fit for kings, and even ball courts for their unique game.
Oh, yeah. A perfect example is El Castillo at Chichen Itza with its 365 steps representing the days of the year. It's
Mhm.
like they literally built their understanding of time into their architecture,
Yeah.
but their artistry wasn't limited to, just grand structures.
Right. The Maya also produced these intricate masks for the dead, vibrant ceramics depicting scenes from daily life, and even, worry dolls thought to alleviate anxieties.
Oh, those worry dolls are so cool. They
Yeah.
must have like provided such comfort and connection, I guess.
Oh, for sure.
And what about those enigmatic chalk sculptures, the reclining figures holding bowls? What were those all about?
Imagine these figures, reclining, their heads turned to the side, holding a bowl on their bellies. We still don't know their exact purpose, but some believe they were, altars for offerings, maybe even human hearts.
Okay, wow.
It's a reminder that there's still so much to learn about this civilization.
And that's what makes exploring the Maya so captivating. I mean, there are just so many layers to uncover.
It's like,
We've really just scratched the surface of their achievements,
yeah.
and now it's time to delve a bit deeper into, their culture and beliefs.
Okay, yeah.
So get ready for a journey into a world of gods, rituals, and a really profound connection to the cosmos.
Indeed, and what we find there might surprise you.
So we've seen just how brilliant the Maya were. I mean, their architecture, their math, their astronomy, but what about their spiritual side? What did they believe in and how did it shape their lives?
Well, the Maya were deeply, deeply religious people.
Hmm.
Their world was filled with gods and goddesses, often connected to natural forces,
Yeah.
the sun, the moon, rain, and even the crops they grew.
It's like they saw the divine in literally every aspect of their world.
Yeah, very much so.
So tell us more about this pantheon of Mayan gods. Who are the major players?
Well, right at the top you had Itzamna, the creator god. Kind of like
Mhm.
picture a wise old man, flowing beard, the ultimate cosmic grandfather figure watching over everything.
Okay, I can see it. And what about Kukulkan, the feathered serpent god? We hear so much about. He sounds super powerful.
Oh, yeah.
Was he seen as a benevolent god, or was there, a darker side to him? What stories did the Maya tell about this intriguing deity?
Yeah, Kukulkan was definitely one of the most prominent deities in Mayan mythology.
Yeah.
He was associated with knowledge, wind, and storms. So, a powerful force of creation and transformation, bringing wisdom and guidance to humanity. But like a lot of deities across cultures, he wasn't strictly good or evil. His stories often dealt with, the balance between creation and destruction, knowledge, and its potential misuse.
It's fascinating how these ancient myths often reflect the complexities of life,
Right.
the duality of good and evil, light and darkness. Were there any prominent goddesses in the Mayan pantheon?
Oh, absolutely. Ixchel was a powerful goddess associated with the moon, weaving, childbirth, and medicine.
Wow, quite a diverse portfolio.
Yeah.
It's interesting how those aspects are linked though.
Yeah.
Weaving, childbirth, medicine, they all involve creation and nurturing just in different ways.
Exactly. And it shows how the Maya saw the interconnectedness of, seemingly disparate things.
Okay, that makes sense. And then there's the rain god, Chalk. Obviously a vital figure for an agricultural society like theirs.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So I'm guessing they had, specific rituals to appease Chalk and ensure a good harvest.
Oh, for sure. Rituals were a cornerstone of Mayan life.
Mm-hmm.
And, they weren't just going through the motions. They really believed that these actions could influence the gods and maintain, cosmic balance. These rituals could involve offerings, dances, music, and even bloodletting.
Bloodletting. That's a bit hard to wrap my head around.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think it was purely about sacrifice, or was there maybe a practical, maybe even a medical aspect to it as well?
That's a question that has, intrigued scholars for years. While bloodletting was undoubtedly a form of sacrifice, it's possible that they also saw it as a way to, connect with the divine, to offer their life essence as a sign of devotion. And some theories suggest that they might have even understood its potential for, releasing pressure, or even as a symbolic purification ritual.
I guess in a world where the gods controlled everything, you'd do whatever you could to stay on their good side.
Yeah.
And I imagine these rituals weren't just, spontaneous events or anything.
Well,
There's probably a whole system of priests and religious specialists.
So you're right. The priesthood held a significant role in Mayan society. They were the interpreters of the god's will, the keepers of sacred knowledge, and the conductors of those really intricate ceremonies. They were also responsible for maintaining the, you know, sacred calendars.
Oh, speaking of calendars, we can't talk about the Maya without mentioning their like incredibly complex calendar system.
Oh, their calendars were truly remarkable. I mean, they didn't just track the days and the months. They were these intricate instruments for understanding the cycles of time, the movements of celestial bodies, and the recurring patterns of creation and renewal. They had multiple calendars, all working together, these interlocking cycles that like span generations.
Wow. So we've got these, powerful gods, elaborate rituals, and these incredibly intricate calendars. So how did all of this like play out in their daily lives? I mean, was everyone participating in these rituals or was it just, the elite?
Well, like most societies, the Maya had a social hierarchy.
Huh.
Right at the top was the Aha, the king, considered to be like divinely appointed.
So the king wasn't just a political leader. He was like a god king,
Yeah.
ruling with like both secular and religious authority.
Precisely. The Aha was the link between the gods and the people, responsible for, maintaining cosmic order and ensuring the well-being of his people.
And below the king, I mean, are we talking, nobles, priests, warriors?
Exactly. They were the elite, responsible for governing the city-states, administering justice, leading in battle, and, conducting religious ceremonies.
And then, of course, there were the commoners, the farmers, artisans, and laborers who made up, the majority of the population. Did they have access to these, like, grand rituals, or were they mostly, like, focused on daily survival?
While the grandest ceremonies were likely reserved for the elite,
Hmm.
daily life for the commoners was still steeped in ritual and tradition. They would have had their own ceremonies and practices related to, agriculture, family, and honoring the gods in their homes and fields.
Yeah. It's amazing to think about, the skill and dedication that it must have taken to, like, construct those pyramids and temples, I mean, without modern technology.
Right.
So was that the work of, like, specialized craftsmen, or did, like, everyone pitch in?
It was likely a combination. You would have had skilled artisans, architects, and masons, but also communal efforts where, everyone contributed to these monumental projects as a form of service and devotion.
Okay, so we've explored their beliefs, their rituals, and their social structure. But what about their personal lives? I mean, their families, their homes. What was, like, everyday life like for the average Maya person?
Yeah, well, despite all their impressive achievements, the Maya were, at their core an agricultural society.
Hmm.
Most people lived in, rural villages surrounded by fields of maize, beans, and squash.
So their connection to the land and, like, the cycles of nature must have been incredibly strong.
Absolutely. Their lives were deeply intertwined with, the seasons, the rains, and the success of their crops. Their homes were simple, often made from perishable materials, reflecting their understanding of impermanence and the cyclical nature of life.
Yeah. It's easy to, like, romanticize the past, but I imagine life wasn't always easy for, the average Maya person.
Oh, no.
I mean, they faced challenges, hardships, and uncertainty, just like we do today.
Oh, of course. They dealt with droughts, crop failures, political conflicts, and even warfare. But amidst those challenges, they also had moments of, joy, community, and celebration. They were known for their love of music, dance, storytelling, and, those intense ball games played on those massive courts.
Right. Those ball games weren't just for fun, were they? I mean,
Wow.
I've heard they could be, like, incredibly intense, almost like a ritual in themselves.
They definitely held, ritualistic significance, often linked to the cycles of life and death, and even the movement of the sun and the underworld. Some scholars believe they were a way to like reenact cosmic battles or to appease the gods.
It seems like their entire culture was, like, woven together.
Right.
I mean, every aspect reflecting their, like, deep connection to the cosmos, the natural world, and their ancestors.
It's that interconnectedness that makes the Maya so fascinating to study. They offers a unique perspective on how a civilization can thrive when spirituality, science, and art are all like intertwined.
And that brings us to, I think, a pretty crucial question. What can we, as modern listeners, learn from the Maya? What wisdom can we glean from their long vanished world?
That's an excellent question. Their story offers valuable insights into, I think, our own humanity and the choices we make as a species.
Okay, so we've made this incredible journey through the Maya cities, explored their intricate belief system, and even caught a glimpse of their daily lives. But what can their story, really teach us today?
Well, the Maya offer this really compelling perspective, on what it means to be human. They achieved some truly incredible things in science, art, and architecture, all while living in close harmony with nature.
It's like they found this like perfect balance, between technological advancement and spiritual understanding, something that honestly we seem to really struggle with in the modern world.
Precisely. They remind us that progress doesn't have to come at the cost of our connection to nature and the cosmos. Their intricate calendar system and reverence for those celestial cycles reveal a deep awareness of, I guess, the interconnectedness of all things, which feels like a stark contrast to our, I guess, often fragmented and fast-paced lives.
Yeah, their cyclical view of time is particularly intriguing.
Right.
It's so different from our like very linear view where we're constantly rushing toward the next goal, the next deadline.
Yeah, imagine a world where time wasn't a straight line, but a circle, constantly renewing itself. The Maya saw time as this continuous flow of creation and destruction, birth and death, growth and decay.
Wow, that's a powerful way to like think about time. It encourages a sense of patience, acceptance, and a respect for the natural rhythms of life.
And the Maya also offer, a lesson in resilience. They faced challenges, conflicts, even ecological crises, but their civilization flourished for centuries.
Yeah, what can we learn from their ability to adapt, to innovate, and to, overcome adversity? I mean, they were master builders, skilled mathematicians, keen observers of the natural world.
Their legacy challenges us to think bigger, to kind of push the boundaries of human achievement while remaining grounded in a sense of respect for ourselves, for each other, and for, the planet we call home.
Yeah, they remind us of the power of human ingenuity. That potential that lies within each of us to create and to thrive, even in the face of challenges.
The Maya weren't perfect. I mean, no civilization is. But their story is a powerful reminder that we have a choice in how we shape our world, our relationship with nature, and our understanding of time.
So, as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of the Maya, we're left not just with like a sense of wonder, but also, I think, with some pretty profound questions to ponder.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, what can we learn from their connection to the cosmos? How can we find that balance between, progress and sustainability? How can we even like cultivate a sense of cyclical time in our, very linear world?
These are questions I think worth reflecting on, and who knows, maybe exploring these ancient mysteries will help us unlock some solutions for the future.
Well said. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. We hope you've gained a new appreciation for the fascinating world of the Maya and, the enduring power of human ingenuity.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep seeking those hidden gems of knowledge that really enrich our understanding of ourselves and the world around us.